Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Couch Potato Queen and Reality Realness with 3S collab. Yay! How's it going, Chantele?
I wish it were going better because I remember when I was younger, I looked forward to Big Brother starting every summer. I'm like, it wasn't summer unless it was when I was watching Big Brother, and it was always something I was looking forward to. Was so excited by because it was really the only TV that was going on during the summer,
Yeah,
and it's this season deflated my balloon about it, and I'm like, am I just
oh,
too old now? Like, have I outgrown Big Brother? Because I'm just kind of saddened by how things are going so far. I
I'm
am.
so disappointed. I'm so disappointed by this season so far. But it's day 4 in the house, okay? So like it's been on for 4 days. So it's like I want to give it a chance and see what happens. There's all these twists, but like it's really not going well, and I'm truly disgusted by some of the behavior in that house right now.
I mean,
Just
like, that there's something up when I'm not drawn to want to watch the feeds, right? Like, hi, Travel the World.
like, oh,
I've been a live feed watcher since season 2. I've said the story many times that, like, I figured out going on ICQ, finding these keys to be able to unlock the feeds and, like, hooking up to my TV. This is before things were easy to do that, okay? And I haven't really wanted to watch the feeds. Like, I'm gonna watch tomorrow for sure because I'm doing the live feed update with Taryn on Tuesday morning.
yeah,
But like, if I wasn't, I probably wouldn't be tuning into the feeds. Like, I'll read the updates and stuff like that on Twitter or whatnot. But even with this episode, it seems that it's all about Paloma and what Paloma wants and Paloma's game and Paloma's strategy. And she's saying that she's targeting mean or like people that aren't girls.
girls.
She's
Everyone,
not a girl. She's like, she's exactly what she's saying that Taylor is. And girls are the ones that are never can get along with girls, particular girls, like never wants to include them. Like, she's not an inclusive girl.
do you know what I would have to say about? I'd say about Paloma. She is not a girl's girl. She's a bully. She's a mean girl.
She's a mean girl.
Paloma is a bully, and I don't like her. Again, this is all of them as players. I don't know how they are as real people.
Exactly.
But as a player in this game, she's catty. She's been trashing Taylor since night 1 of this game. Literally an hour into the game, she was jealous of Taylor, and it's just unfair. And that girl is awful. So for that, all I have to say is vote for Brittany, everybody.
I was already voting for Brittany. That's who I wants to be saved. I want Alyssa and Paloma up there. I was at the end of the episode. I'm like, I hope this is the only time that I've ever hoped that our vote will be sending someone home. Like,
No, okay, like we'll talk about the twist at the end of this, but I'm hopeful. I'm not giving up yet because this twist, Julie Chen said this is about the eviction. So like
what I'm assuming though is it's going to be like a third nominee. One of the 2 people that aren't saved will
no.
be a third nominee, or maybe even a 4th nominee.
No, that's not going to be it. And I'll tell you why, because they said you cannot get nominated at all. It's not a nominee. It's going to be some sort of like battle of the block or like duel thing. So like we can just say. So what's going to happen?
And they just automatically go home. Like 2 people go home.
No, this is what's going to happen. I'm calling this right now, y'all. Tell
Okay.
me if you agree on this. So you're going to have Terrence. Okay, spoiler alert. Okay, just saying it really quick. You're going to have Terrence and Taylor on the block. Okay, they're going to go through the eviction ceremony, and clearly Taylor is going to get evicted. There's no question. Taylor, you've been evicted.
Oh,
Then,
and go head to head with who wasn't saved.
so they're going to have the 3 that are the backstage people. Then one is going to be saved, hopefully Brittany, and then Pooch is going to choose to evict one of the 2 of the last of Alyssa and Paloma, and then one of Alyssa and Paloma is going to face off against Taylor. Taylor is going to kick their ass, and one of
I mean, I feel like this is a little bit convoluted for it to be what's going
I'm
to
telling
happen.
you, that's what's going to happen.
Okay, let me think about this logically. So you're saying that you think that one person's going to be saved out of the backstage pass. You think that out of the 2 that are remaining, that Pooch is going to save one of them, and one of them is going to be kind of evicted or sent, I don't know, to the mosh pit. I don't know. And then that person is going to face off with the person that was evicted, and whoever wins that stays in the game. Whoever loses that goes home.
Not only that, I think whoever wins it is the new backstage manager.
Oh.
So this has potential to be the true revenge that we all want. Like this has potential to be like Janelle style of give me that key bitch. Like that this literally is what this could be. Like this could be epic potentially of Taylor getting evicted, but then dueling with like a Paloma or an Alyssa and sending Paloma or Alyssa home. And then Taylor now is the backstage manager and she picks the next three for next week. And she's
Right. I mean, it's not horrible. I can see them doing that, but I can also see them not doing that at all. And
yeah,
it's not nearly as good.
yeah,
Um, I could see them doing like they go to that they talked about something about a motel. So
yeah.
going to like a purgatory and like they're battling like a camp comeback type thing. It could also be
Oh yeah, like him. Okay, so they're gonna be like it's gonna be a
or the two people that aren't saved and the person evicted, all three of them, maybe they compete and whoever loses goes home, maybe
yeah.
could be as well.
That
But I like your theory. I'm into it. I can go with that.
hey Frank saying he thinks I nailed it, so we'll see. We'll see. I am just saying it. That's what I think this is. It it's something they've never done before. They're saying it's something they've never done. I don't think it's a nominee because they said in the instructions. So we'll see. We'll see, Chantel. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Well, we'll also see if maybe they will do something like that because they have to realize that it is a PR bust what is going on in the house right now.
Yeah,
So if they could do anything with this twist that hasn't been completely revealed yet to fix some of that, I
yeah,
think that it would be in their best interest. So
yeah.
maybe their original intention might change and hopefully we'll get something more in alignment with what you are suggesting.
Yes, I think that it could have been one twist, and now with what's going on, they can freely producers change it to reflect what's going on because it would be a production or PR nightmare if Taylor goes home first with all of this, gets bullied out of the house first week. That would look so bad for the
Especially because she has the support of Janelle.
everybody.
Like Janelle is like somebody that kind of gave her some coaching, I believe. I think even Danielle Reyes, like there's a few people that gave her some coaching preseason and that she's spoken to. And so she's backed by some fan favorites. And so the fact that 24-year-old or 22-year-old Paloma is bullying this poor girl and getting the masses together, like it is really shocking to me that even Amira, I hadn't seen it live, but I read that she said, "Oh, like I think that it's going to look bad optically to people outside of the house, but like Taylor deserves it," or something like that. And I'm like, "What has she done? Can you
Ugh,
enlighten me?"
okay, wait. Joshua, BB Twitter is already toxic. Imagine if Taylor is the first one to go home. BB Twitter would want this season to be canceled. They would want these people to fail in life. BB Twitter is toxic, but it's so much entertainment. So entertaining.
I mean, I'll take BB Twitter supporting like the fact that BB Twitter and Facebook are all on the same page here. That says something.
Exactly. Everyone on Twitter is hoping for a wall yeller.
I'll take a wall yeller,
I'll,
please.
I'll bring the megaphone, y'all.
Well, at the beginning of this episode, we had kind of like the getting to know you. So so much just happened on the feeds. I forget that this is episode number 2, but we see like Brittany and Michael kind of both lying about their profession. So we know that Brittany is a hypnotherapist. Go hypnotherapy. And then she says that she is a game tester. And then Michael is a lawyer, but he says that he runs an escape room or has an escape room. I don't know. I don't know what's worse for Michael because people that are good at escape rooms are pretty smart. And I would be like, ooh, let's get them out because like they might
I would
be
have I would have said if I were Michael something more believable, like he's in IT or
well, he doesn't
something.
know anything about IT. Maybe
I
he knows
know,
things
but
about escape rooms.
maybe like something that's like more believable. I don't think an escape room thing is legit. Like I do think it was smart of him not to say he was a lawyer
True.
because Xavier last season, like you don't want to say you're a lawyer because instantly you say you're a lawyer, target. But I don't know if he picked the right profession.
Exactly. I don't think that he picked the right profession either.
Yeah,
So we get the normal scene next where they're all like sitting around. Is that the living room? It seems in an awkward place.
it is. It's in the living room. This was like in the angle when they were doing the show The House. I might change it to something else next time. We'll see.
Oh, okay, no, so because like it just doesn't seem like how I picture the living room for Big Brother. It
Yeah.
seemed like in a weird spot.
Yeah,
But
it
maybe
is.
it's just the angle of the camera that we're seeing it at because it
Yeah.
just didn't look typical.
I looked into the diary room at first, but then I was like, I'll just do the living room
No,
and
but I'm talking about when they actually were talking about where they're from. When they
oh!
were in the house talking
Yes.
about where
Yes.
they're from and their
Yes.
ages, and they're all with their champagne glasses. I
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
saying the angle of that didn't look familiar to me
yeah.
of, like, what the living room usually looks like.
I feel like they changed the house up a little bit with the staircase, which they did for Celebrity Big Brother. They moved the staircase. It's not the spiral staircase anymore. Now it's like the new way of the staircase. And then they have the bathroom closed off like they did last season as well, which I like that more privacy. So they have some changes a little bit to the house, but
So what do you think of Joseph? Joseph thinks all the girls are pretty. Do you think he's a
okay.
hunk?
Okay, so like I think he's delicious. I've said this on Twitter. I think Joseph is a beautiful man. He's definitely the eye candy of the season. We like dislike most of the cast right now, but like I don't dislike him. Joseph could be a saving grace this season. I really do. I know that there's all the bros and whatever, but I like Joseph. I think he's a nice guy, and I think he's like a male version of Claire. It really is. I'm rooting for him. I
Um,
like.
I also heard that the guy Marvin that was he replaced
Yeah.
is on going to be on the Circle next season. I don't know if it was a joke, but I heard that like he's on Americans Got Talent, and then he's also going to be on the Circle.
I am dead. Oh my, this is really funny. I will say Alyssa Lopez. Oh wait, is Alyssa from last season? Alyssa Lopez is last season's Alyssa.
Correct.
Saying vote Brittany when the other Alyssa is her friend in real life. That's hilarious.
Maybe
Yes.
she wants to like step away from that person being her friend because
Yeah.
like Alyssa on the challenge so far, like I'm enjoying her. Like
Love her.
and
I'm rooting
so
for Alyssa. I am.
so maybe she's just like that's off brand for me. I don't want to be associated with that person right now because
Yeah.
like my life is good. My CBS life is good right now.
Oh,
I
for
could see
sure.
her moving over to the main season of the challenge. So she's probably just like, let me distance myself from that other Alyssa because I don't
Yeah.
want to be involved.
And I liked Alyssa last season. I did. It was not her season to win because we are all here for the cookout. But I liked Alyssa, and I think she's a good player, and I hope she kills it in the challenge. I really do.
So what do you think? I'm just like I'm gonna probably roll my eyes a lot when I talk about Paloma. I'm sorry if
Oh,
it's,
she's
if it's
awful.
annoying, but so Paloma, I think it's one of her first confessionals of this episode, and she's like hears about Taylor because Taylor says that she's an ex beauty queen and now she works as a stylist, and she's like, I don't think that like anybody like that Taylor should have said that she was an ex beauty queen because like people are gonna judge her for being fake. And it's like, well, why like not judge her for being fake then? If you're saying that people would, then don't do that and
You know,
be like and actually allow her to be a person. She's saying that she's an ex beauty queen, probably because it reads all over her. She's very poised, she's very well spoken, her hair is quite perfect. She comes across as a beauty queen anyway. So if she lied about that, wouldn't that her be being fake?
do you want to know what I have to say about Paloma? This right here. This is what I have to say about Paloma. People are comparing Paloma to Erin of BB15. That is what I have to say about Paloma. She's Regina George. She is awful. Awful girl. Awful.
Is that what's happening with our youth right now? I'm wondering. So I was talking to my friend that I do Love Island recaps with, and she was saying that we have to give a little bit of grace for people at around like 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, like early, like that age, because they spent the last 2 years in lockdown. So they haven't really got to experience like either the beginning of university or
Yeah.
the end of high school in a normal fashion. So maybe they just don't know how to get along with people in a normal way. And they don't even realize that like they're being really, really toxic.
She is toxic, but I guess she is young. She is 22. Is she the youngest in the cast this season? So like, I'll give her that, but it's obnoxious and it's not fun to watch her. It's just not. I think okay, maybe it is okay. She's awful, but like, it is entertainment on the feeds to watch her be so evil.
I
But
just
like,
can't take it though, personally. Like even on
yeah,
this episode, how she just like and she thinks that she's being such a good game player because she's just trashing another woman.
Exactly. Your impression of her is
Get out
perfect.
of
You are
here.
giving me what Alex gave to Sarah Beth last season. Your Paloma is everything.
I haven't locked her down yet because I can't stand watching her, but I'll see if I can really get
Oh,
her.
there you go. Well, do we think Paloma will be like Paul, BB19, getting the whole house against one person? Well, yep, she is.
Yep.
There
Well,
you go.
one thing that I do love though is that Daniel immediately was gravitating towards Nicole. So what I looked at their signs and they're compatible signs, which I'm always like,
What
yes,
are
that works.
they? What are
I
they?
can't remember their signs right now.
Nicole is a Gemini.
He's a Gemini or she is?
Nicole is. Hers is June 7th. She's 2 days after me.
Oh, nice. And he is a fire sign. I think he's a Sagittarius.
Yes, that would make sense.
So
They're opposites, but
yeah,
opposites get along very well.
yes. And so I'm happy that hopefully that she's going to be able to get in there because I think she's the oldest woman in the house.
Yeah.
And so I don't want her to get off on an island because we learn later on this episode when the girls alliance
Girls,
decides
girls.
to
It's like everyone wants to be one of the girls. Because like
girls. No, I don't want to be part of the girls.
Like,
Like
let's
I'm
be
a girls
girls.
girl. I am a girls girl,
I'm a
right?
girls girl, but like I'm a girls girl, and you're a girls girl, but no, Taylor's not. But everyone else, the girls girl. Let's do it. Girls girl. Yeah, it's great.
Like I am a girls girl. I've always had girl best friends. I know what a guy's girl is, and people like I don't have any guy girlfriends because like girls don't like me. Like I know that, but they're not me. They don't like they're not like the same type of girls girl that I am because I am always looking for good like girlfriends. I'm not trying to look for ways to exclude a girlfriend.
There you go.
I mean, they always have, right?
They have. It's happened in the past. I guess at one point in time, Aaron Grease, the worst contestant in Big Brother history, did run the house at the beginning of Big Brother 15. There was a point in time where she did. She's evil. She is literally Satan. I will put, she is the worst Big Brother of 24 seasons is her. But like she did run the house. So we may not like who's doing it, but Paloma has the pull to do it. So
Right now, and I don't know why she's so influential. Do boys have to be boys?
well,
Guys? I mean, you could be a guy's guy, kind of, but like, there's never I don't know of any straight men that only hang out with girls.
no.
I just don't. I mean, it could exist, but I don't know of that
Mm-mm.
male archetype.
Mm-mm. No boys.
I don't think that exists.
No boys, but there are bros, because
There's bros. There's definitely bros.
bro, like let's do it, bro. Let's
Bros hangs out with guys, girls.
girls.
So maybe that's what she's intimidated by because Taylor does get along with the guys. So we see scenes of Taylor playing pool with the guys, and she's like in her bikini, looking hot, like doing these really fancy shots on the pool table. She's just getting along with people in the house. Like, and the fact that the girls are just staring at, I mean, I don't know if that was actually happening or if they just cut that, but the girls are all in the pool and they're just staring down Taylor, like hanging out with the guys. It's like, it's day 4. Like, she's playing pool with them. Why don't you go and say, hey, can I play pool as well? Like, why do you have to be jealous from afar when you can easily just go in and participate?
I know. And the thing that annoys me about catty girls is they'll like gossip, but they won't go right to their face and say something. She won't just go to Taylor and be like, I'm getting this vibe from you. Let's talk it out. If she did that, none of this would have happened. But yet she has to be all gossipy and all catty about Taylor behind her back and not be willing to go to Taylor's face and be like, I have a problem with this. And be direct. You know, why can't she be direct?
So Daniel is going to introduce the have-nots, and so all the bros seem to volunteer. So Michael volunteers. I guess he's not necessarily a bros bro, but he's a super fan. Joseph volunteers, Kyle volunteers, and Monty volunteers. So what did you think about those 4 guys volunteering to make it easier on Daniel? And then what do you think about how Amira after goes up and is like, yeah, they did that so you wouldn't want to nominate them?
Amira was smart. Amira's playing a good strategic game. I think so. May not like her right now, but she is playing it good. With the guys doing that, I don't think it would help Michael. I don't think it was like a smart idea for him. Did I think he would do it? Absolutely, because he's a super fan and he thinks he's super fans like to overthink and they think all the many options. But Michael shouldn't have done it. I don't think he should have volunteered himself, but he did, thinking it was going to benefit him. I think he even said that. The other three guys, I think, were just like, I'll just do it. But I think Michael did it for the benefit that he thinks he wouldn't get put off because of it. I do think that.
But I also think, like, were you lying to Amira when you said, like, oh, I didn't think of that? How did you not think of that? Of course they're gonna volunteer to make it easier on you so you don't
Right.
put them up. Like,
Yeah.
you'd be like, you'd feel guilty a little bit and be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't put them up. They did volunteer to be have-nots,
Yeah.
obviously. And they're like the big guys. Like, at least like Michael is tall, at least, which it could be considered intimidating for some of these competitions. And so, we have all these like bros and Michael, who's super tall and seemingly smart, and they volunteered. Like, the first thing I would be thinking is like, they don't want me to nominate them. But
Yeah.
so
I
maybe
don't know.
Daniel's not as smart as we think he is.
But with that said, like Amira played it really smart. She was the first one to go up
Oh,
and
it's
into
great.
it.
Yeah, her side of it is fine.
Yeah, in real time, what happened on the live feeds is Amira played it really smart and was the first one to just go up there and talk to Daniel. And Daniel respected that a lot. So it instantly saved her. I do think Amira's a smart girl. I don't know if the way she's currently playing in the house is going to benefit her. I think it might not. I think it could really screw her in the coming weeks. I think might be a lot sooner than we thought. So we'll see.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I want to happen. I don't know if this season can be saved for me, but we're holding out hope. I can't believe like it's already downhill and we're not even through week 1 yet. And I'm
I
already like, oh,
know.
I don't know about this
I
season.
know.
I'm not it's usually been further into the season where I've had this feeling.
Love this one. Do you know about this on the feeds? The guys being really Daniel's thing that he used. I don't want them to target me. I'm 6'4". They're gonna come for me because I'm one of the tall guys.
Well, I mean, height means something for sure. So we see Nicole and Daniel bonding in the head of household room, and they decided to go for the name of their alliance, the Rogue Rats. Good name or not a good name? What's the scale of 1 to 10? How's this name?
I do like the two of them together. I did see that happening. I was here for it when it happened live. Rugrats. You could name. What are we, the Rugrats? But it's like
I
they
don't
want to
think
go.
that he was even making a play on the Rugrats. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. I was like, well, I mean, Rugrats is very like us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, Chantele, like, it would be like if me and you aligned. We could do Rugrats. Like, it's our mini generation. Like, we're the same mini generation. Similar.
But I don't want to be a rat.
No, I don't want to be a rat. Couldn't we be like the unicorns or something? Or like
We called it the best
glitter
alliance ever.
the best lines.
But I think Rugrats kind of sucks. But like, I'm happy that they're working together, and hopefully that can be something that goes the distance. Hopefully they'll be able to navigate through these messy Scorpios. Scorpio sisters,
yeah.
those Scorpio sisters need to go.
No, all the Scorpios. Is there a third Scorpio, right? So 2 girls and who else? There's a third one, isn't there?
There's other 2 water signs. I believe Indy is a Pisces and someone else is a Cancer, I believe.
I like Indy. I like her a lot. I love her.
I mean, I don't care for anybody right now. Anybody that's allowing this to go on in the house, it's just bothersome to me that like I know it's hard to see when you're inside. We call it in hypnotherapy. We say like when you're inside the bottle, you can't read the label. So I get that. They're inside the house. They can't see how we're seeing things from our perspective. But like, where's your intuition and your humanity and your just like understanding of like what people might be experiencing? No empathy.
Michael's finding it out. Michael was getting hinted that that's what's going on. He was saying things on the feeds like, we should have people aren't just over exaggerating about all this. Like, it just seems weird. So I think he's understanding that this is going on.
Good.
But that's it.
Good.
Yeah.
That is at least somebody might be able to point some of this out. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, I will do it. I won't I'll do it on Wednesday. I'll do a tarot reading on this cast. Yeah, I will. I will.
Awesome. I'm here for it. I'll watch and comment.
Oh my gosh. Yes, I'll definitely do it on Wednesday, some in the afternoon maybe. So, yeah, so that's when Paloma and Alyssa make their alliance, the Scorpio system. They really love each other. They get along so well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, you're pretty, you're around the same age, you're both catty. Like,
Yeah.
so that's when Taylor's playing pool with the guys. They were getting pressed. Girls group alliance. And I was really surprised that Brittany was in. I mean, you don't want to be outside of an alliance, but it doesn't seem that there's any pushback in the Taylor hate, which I'm surprised because I could see that Brittany could be maybe at times be someone that's a little bit of an outsider,
Yeah.
not always fitting in. And so I'm wondering if she's kind of going along with it because like she wants to be a girl's girl or in the girl's girl and wants to be part of that group and is not able to see the injustice that's been going on.
Yeah, she sees it. She does. I think that Brittany is like Michael. I think they're scared, which sucks because I would do the opposite. But it's kind of like Andy and 15. They're kind of just sitting there not doing anything, which is just as bad as being the one to do it, in my opinion. If you're sitting back and not saying something and not opening your mouth in this goes outside the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is where you step in and are like, look, this is outside the game. The way that what is going on here is not cool and it needs to stop. This happens every season.
And what the game is run by Paloma and a girl that thinks that the happiest place on earth is Newark.
Yeah. Who were you just watching?
Newark?
Oh, she's an idiot.
Newark. Like, I've been to Newark because, like, the airline that I usually fly to go to New York flies to Newark.
Yeah.
And it's fine and all, but it's not the happiest place on earth. I think it was just talking to Kyle and Amira, and they're like, Newark, New Jersey? And they're like, I don't know, it's the happiest place on earth. And he's like, Disneyland is supposed to be the happiest place on earth, so that's true. And I don't even think it's actually Denmark. Like, is it Denmark or is it another country? I thought it was another Scandinavian country that's the happiest place on earth. No taxes, healthcare, all that jazz. Are you frozen, Josh? You ditching me? All right. Well, we'll just talk here. So we see Daniel and Amira chat. We kind of alluded to this chat a little bit already. And I thought it was great that she's going in and having a conversation with the head of household because he was kind of complaining that nobody was coming up to him. Now, I'm wondering, because you guys know that I love all things science and astrology and all that jazz, that usually people that get along strategically are going to be air and air or air and fire. So I'm wondering if that's why the strategy is not really happening that much for Daniel, because
I'm back.
I was just saying, so how Daniel has been saying that nobody's coming up to chat with him. I'm thinking that astrologically that could make sense because air signs are going to be good strategically with other air signs and other fire signs.
True.
Most of the cast is water and earth.
Yeah.
So the only other air sign, the air sign is the only one is Nicole, and then Daniel, Michael's a Leo.
Yeah.
And there's one other fire sign, and then the rest is either water or earth. So the water or earth people are going to get along, and that's why probably like this girl and all like these guys, they're all getting along together because they understand each other in a different way. Right. And so that's why I think that he gravitated immediately to Nicole, and hopefully maybe he will be able to work with Michael in the future because they're both fire signs. They should be able to get along a little bit better than they do. But it seems like Daniel might have a little bit of superfan jealousy.
Is. He has a lot of that, and it's not cute. He has disappointed me more than anyone else in the cast this season. Honestly.
Anyone?
Okay, maybe there's a couple more than I'm more like Jasmine. She disappoints me. But okay, and Monty, he disappoints me. Okay, a lot of people are disappointing me. But Daniel's really disappointing me as well because he said all these things pre-show of what he's going to do if he won HOH and how he's going to handle it. And he's doing the exact opposite of what he said. And he is not playing this game well. I truly think Daniel will be leaving pre-jury. We will not see Daniel in the jury.
I want him to go far though, actually, because I think that I can see him potentially getting better. Like I see that he's redeemable, I would say, as a player. I do not want to see the jury with Paloma and Alyssa and like these people that have been targeting Taylor for no reason.
Actually, I prefer Paloma to go over Alyssa, and I think Alyssa could change. Alyssa is someone I think could change, but I think Alyssa's going to end up leaving. If it comes down to Alyssa or Paloma, I think Pooch would save Paloma, and I think Alyssa would do the duel. And
Even though didn't Paloma start to not trust
Pooch never
and
got back to him.
hmm.
Yeah, I
think
think
Michael
Pooch
was in the new alliance and Pooch
yeah,
is out.
yeah, I think that's funny. I think with that, it's Taylor's been such a smokescreen to everything else going on in the house. I don't think that's gotten back to Pooch yet, and I don't think it ever will. If it does, it would be too late. I think Pooch would save Paloma over an Alyssa. And I think that Alyssa says first boot all over her, in my opinion. I think she may as well be
Oh.
wearing a t-shirt that says first out.
Oh no, I have her on my draft though with Entertainment.
I did too. No, I have her on my draft with me, Steven, and Frank, but I don't know. I feel like she's the first one out.
Why couldn't it be Paloma? Paloma, please. Maybe though, maybe Alyssa will put her flirt on with Pooch. You never know.
Who knows? I would love it to be Paloma. Paloma would be a great first boot. Don't get me
It'd
wrong.
be perfect, like comeuppance.
Send her out of the house. Bye.
It'd be so satisfying.
Watch her post reality TV experience go up in flames.
So we see Jasmine and Paloma kind of bonding over, I believe Jasmine's father passing away. Did Paloma also say that she lost a parent?
Yes, her grandmother. I think
Grandmother.
Also, Ken Davis said Finland is the
see, I knew it wasn't Denmark or Newark or Disneyland. Well, Disneyland is pretty happy.
Yeah.
That was a nice moment. I would like to know more about Jasmine, but she seems to just be gobbling up everything that Paloma is saying. So I'm like, if you don't have enough discernment to see that this girl is really gathering the troops to bully the only Black woman in this, I mean, Jasmine might be part Black, I'm not sure, but in the season, like, you like, where's your support for your homegirl?
None. There's no support. I don't like Jasmine at all, and at all. I
Who
think.
do you like on this season so far? Rank them.
Michael, Taylor, Brittany. That's it. And next would be Joseph and Indy. That's my next group. Everyone else can get off the show. Maybe Nicole I like a little bit more too. Nicole's kind of up there.
Oh, I don't like Nicole so far. I don't think she probably knows even what's going on. And I think that she'd probably put a little bit of a stop to it. She was a cop, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that she would allow some of these things to go down if she knew that they were happening.
I guess.
But she's conveniently left out of that group as well. So all the two older, I think Taylor is a little bit older, like than at least the young girls.
Yeah.
But like the people that might have something to say about this group forming and like what their thoughts are excluded. So they're able to just spin in their own like ecosystem of hate and toxicity.
I don't know. Jasmine is it's awful. I think she's super catty. I think she's the type of girl that Rachel Riley would put up with too. I wish there was a Rachel Riley in the house. Could you imagine?
I think that's Taylor. Taylor's the Rachel Riley. So Taylor has to stay this week and she needs to come and take out these women.
Well, Chantele.
I don't even want women to be targeting women and like look at them.
I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's get some power to
this is exactly why women's alliances never work. It's because people like Paloma start them.
Yeah, exactly.
And targets a woman.
But we all know that Taylor is a Capricorn, so Taylor is a Janelle.
Possible.
Taylor literally is the new Janelle. Like we all know it's there. Like
and Janelle was nominated week 1 or 2, her first season, right?
Was she nominated? She was nominated week 2 against Michael. Week 1, Ashlea, her partner, was evicted.
Right.
Yeah.
Was she beside her?
No, she wasn't, but she was a vote for her to stay the first week. So Ashlea, her partner, was evicted. Week 2, she was nominated with her showmance Michael.
And
Then
then
she
she
was
started winning everything.
week 3 was the week that Kaser won and nominated Cappy. So she wasn't up week 3, but week 4 she was up, and then week 6 she was up. So like every other week she was on the block, or she was winning powers.
Well, so this could be a nice little arc for Taylor. Like if Taylor can kind of stay, and well, we're assuming that she's going to be the replacement. No, spoiler,
Spoiler, y'all. Taylor is being chemied right now. That is true. That's what's going on.
Absolutely, like
Being
saying that
chemied.
she's doing things that she's absolutely just for existing.
Yeah, for literally doing nothing. She's being is the correct term she's being racially profiled in the house?
I could say that. I could, yeah, I would.
Yeah, Taylor's being racially profiled in the house, and a lot of
Subconsciously, though.
and some people are being like, they're jealous because she's a beauty queen. No, that's not the case. No, no, no. That may have been what they're using as an excuse. No, it's not. It's the same thing that happened to Kemi. Then why did this happen to Kemi? Why did this happen to Dominique? Why did this happen to Davon? Why did this happen to all these other girls? Like Candace, like you name it, every season but last season. Last season was the exception. But every other season, there's a girl that is black that is basically everyone outcasts them right at the beginning for no reason. Happens every season except for last season.
Yeah. It's expected, right? And that's why they had to form together and protect each other, because there's no way that the normal dynamics would allow them to get far in the game.
It's disgusting to watch, truthfully. I hate it.
So I thought that this was a good clock on Daniel's part, where he saw that Michael opened the door because he didn't want to be the superstitious to lose the game by being the first into the house. So I thought that was a good clock.
Agreed.
Sure.
Agreed. That is a really cool, like, that's definitely like something only like a super fan would know. Like, we would know this. That if you're the first one in, that's a curse.
But I do wish, because he does say like, oh, like maybe I should be working with the other super fan. I think you should be. You'd have more fun in this game if you're working with the other super fan, because then
Michael would help him and he wouldn't be using him like the bros are using him. Like Michael would be a number for Daniel, and Daniel just isn't seeing it. It's gonna be too late when he does, I think.
So we see Kyle talking about being a Mormon, and also how Joseph, he's kind of between two worlds with his Muslim religion, and then his stepmom is Christian. So he kind of says that he gets the best of both worlds. So it was nice to see a little bit of showing people's backgrounds, but like it's not enough. It's not enough, CBS. I need you to show more of what the other people are doing so people can understand what's happening in the house. Like I appreciate this, and I'm happy that there's like a little bit of diversity with like people's backgrounds and learning about them, 100%. But like I need for them to be showing them their true selves a little bit more.
Yeah. I agree. I hope that there's better editing of this episode in the next one. I'm hoping for this veto episode to show what's really going on.
Yeah.
And not just little bits and pieces. I really hope they show what Monty did. I hope we'll talk about that later, but I really hope they show things that like people are actually doing that is causing what's happening right now. I hope they do.
So we see right before the end of this episode, Terrence talking to Jasmine about kind of feeling like an outsider, doesn't really know what to say. And I have to agree that like I think I understand him, because like I was playing in an org and like there's a lobby, and I'm sure that I'm like the oldest person, and we were playing, it was a alias org, so you don't know who each is, but we're all stars, whatever. So we do know who each other are, kind of, if you went and did the research. But other than that, you don't necessarily know anybody. And so in the lobby, they're just like talking and talking and talking, and I'm like, the lobby's too intense. Like I can't, I'm not on their wavelength to get into this lobby chat. And so I think that that's probably because I'm probably 15, 20 years older than the majority of the people that are playing or in that lobby chat. And there was nothing that really I wanted to get in on in the conversation. So I kind of understand where Terrence is feeling like kind of like an outsider, because the conversations may not be something that he can relate to, because I feel like I'm a person that can relate to almost anybody. But in that lobby chat, I was like, I don't know how to enter here. Like being like, oh, I love Pizza Hut. Like, I don't know. Like, it was just like I wasn't able to get in on the conversation. So I felt for Terrence here that he doesn't really have somebody. Like Nicole is closer to his age, yes, but like is on an island by himself in this game, and it's not it doesn't feel good to be that place. And he's also
Yeah.
black, which also is a secondary, like,
they're not casting enough people that are a little bit older. They're casting so many people in their 20s. They need to cast more people in their 30s, more people in their 40s, some people in their 50s. They need more Rennies on the show. I really think they need to start being more diverse with the ages that they put on the show, I think. But by putting a bunch of 20-something-year-olds, it's going to have this mob mentality that they have, where they all want to be the cool kid and they all do that. If they had different diversity in age, I think it would really change things. I think that would be a huge critique that I'd have for casting and production for next season, is to put a few older people on the show. I think maybe make half people in their 20s, half people 35 and older.
Yeah, it would be nice, right? It would be nice. It would be more relatable, but it seems like the demographic that they are gearing towards is the younger demographic. And so they want the 18 to 40, I guess, 44 demographic, but they're really gearing towards the 18 to 25, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe 18 to 30, but I don't even think so. So the last conversation before we find out the nominees is Paloma talking to Daniel about how Taylor should be the person that's nominated. And she thinks she's so slick with all of her reasoning. She's going to get Taylor on the block, Taylor nominated. And I'm just like, get it. Stop. Just stop. It's not necessary at all.
It's like a drinking game. It's like take a shot every time she says the word Taylor. I'd be on the floor.
Now, I was happy though, because when we get the actual ceremony, Daniel does not choose to do what Paloma was suggesting. He nominates Terrence, boo, and the super fan, Michael, boo.
Ew, not happy about it.
I mean, I have to say he doesn't have that many people to choose from necessarily, because he has 4 people that he can't nominate right away. And then he feels probably guilty about the people that are the have-nots. So like the pool of people is a lot less, absolutely. But man, I could have found 2 other people.
Very true. I agree. I could have found 2 other people too. I could have found plenty of people.
I mean, Turner would have been great.
Who would have you put up?
I'd have put up Turner. I mean, only from what I know about him outside of the house.
Yeah, Turner.
Turner and Paloma.
I would have, truthfully, no, Paloma can't go up. I would have put up Kyle.
Right.
I would have put up Kyle Turner. That's what I would have put up.
Kyle and Turner, yeah.
And if one of them comes up, I would have put Monty up after what he did.
Okay, so we have got to the end of the episode. I know we kind of slipped up with a few spoilers in there, but what do you want to share now that we're in spoiler territory? So if you want to sign off, we're really going to talk about what's been going on in the feeds right now.
And now, first of all, Chantele, good job on holding me back by talking too many spoilers. I appreciate it, because I'm just like ready to go and ready to pounce. Okay, but we have Michael winning the veto. So Michael won. Janelle did. What would Janelle do?
Love that.
Michael won. We're super happy about. We love Michael. But now, who goes up? So basically, everyone, one after the other, went up in that HOH room and threw Taylor under the bus. Everyone said Taylor. And now Daniel is like, it's Taylor. There's no doubt. For a second, it would have been Indy, but now it is Taylor. Taylor heard Paloma talking, being catty about her, right? Isn't that the story, that Taylor heard Paloma talking shit and also spoke to them, and Paloma told Taylor that she wants to take down the boys. So Paloma, I guess, went to Taylor being like, I want to take out the boys, like Monty and other boys. And I'm not 100% sure if this is the story, so correct me if it is. And then Taylor then went to Monty trying to be like, hey, I have your back. We don't have a cookout, but I'm still going to have your back in this. This is what Paloma said. And Monty took that information and threw Taylor under the bus as well to Daniel and said Taylor's spreading lies about the house, which these weren't lies. This was the truth. Like everybody, like even all the other people of color in this house are throwing Taylor under the bus. So everyone has ostracized Taylor. It's blatant bullying. They're talking all this crap about her when she's done nothing but just exist. Like the girl has done nothing to deserve this. And it's just gotten out of hand. So Taylor's probably going up on the block
Did
tomorrow.
Taylor know that Monty went to Daniel?
No, she has no idea.
Now I saw her crying. So was she crying after she heard what Paloma was saying?
Yes. That's when she was crying because she also had like a minute before saying something like, I didn't realize how I'm alone in this house, right? Like physically, she's like, why am I by myself right now? So I think she slowly realized she's been ostracized in the house. But Taylor, don't give up. If you ever see this, don't give up, girl, because you are not out until you are out. And there's a lot of stuff. Julie announced this twist. I really hope what I said is the twist because I'm very confident that if that is the twist, Taylor will be here in week 2.
Yeah. I hope that she's able to stick it through and come and Janelle her way back into this season because like I've definitely had similar experience to what Taylor is going through and it sucks. It doesn't feel great. And you think that it has to do with you and you have to keep on reminding yourself that it's the other people. It's them, it's not me, it's not me. But then you're also like, well, why do you have to have that experience? And it is frustrating. So I really hope that she's able to come through. I don't think that it would feel right or sit right with me if she went out this first week.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that would feel like good gameplay, good TV, like good for the culture, good for society. Like there's no positive things that I think comes out of the bullying and racism winning.
And this is the I think the more microaggressive or racist comment that's going around is they're saying that Pooch specifically said that is that Taylor is going to blow up when she goes on the block.
She hasn't shown that she's going to blow up ever.
Nothing. Like that is straight up microaggressions. That is straight up racist. Like that is profiling Taylor because she is Black. That
she's going to have some sort of attitude.
Is going to be the quote unquote, what is it? They say it's like the people have said this like aggressive. It's like calling a Black woman aggressive. That is racist.
When she's just actually sharing her feelings or emotions.
Exactly. Now, Taylor is an only child like myself. Only child. So I can relate to Taylor. She definitely says things that are like that you might raise your eye at times, but it's something I would find funny. I would be like, okay, I get her though. She's a little kooky, she's a little out there, but it's not something where the targeting her for or talking crap about her for. I would love it. I'd love her personality because I get it.
But this Mean Girls stuff, it is very high school, and I do think it's because they didn't really have the last few years to kind of formulate their own actual self-identity and like learn how to get along with people in the world. So that's my only mini pass that I'm going to give them.
Yeah,
but she's going to be in Grace and Love. That's true, and Thrilla. I just don't want her to come out like this, though. Not right now.
Not yet. Give her a couple weeks. I think, honestly, and I hate to say this, I think it'll be fun. I'll make her a legend in this game. I think she's about to be dueling and winning every week. She's about to be Janelling her way, at least to jury. If she makes it to jury, I'm happy. But I feel like she's going to be Janelling her way through this game. Like,
well, yeah, if she was like not trying her hardest up until now, like well, but I guess like how hard can she try putting like piercings on her lip? Like, like we haven't been able to see what she's capable of. So
yeah,
hopefully she'll get a chance to compete and like see if she can take down some of these women and make them really be afraid of her.
Production, if this is this duel thing is true, you better make that duel something in favor of her, okay?
Please.
Don't give me some like male dominated one or something. Do one that she can beat Alyssa or Paloma in.
Seriously. Man, oh man. I'm so disappointed. But it's gonna give it at least the week. to see what happens. I mean, I will still be doing some live feed updates, even if I don't continue covering the season. I don't know. It kind of becomes a little bit like painful to watch, and so I don't know if I want to put myself through that
True.
because, like, I feel for Taylor, and so
Me too.
it's
I
hard
feel her.
to watch.
She's a
Definitely,
good girl. She's a good girl, is what she is. She is
number
someone
one
that,
pick.
well, she's like from where I grew up. So she's from West Bloomfield, Michigan. That's where I went to high school. I literally could meet her or Tiffany. Like they're all from all these Michiganders that are so iconic. Like literally, this girl is someone I can be friends with. I love it.
Well, maybe you will be. Maybe if she's out first, you can be like, "Come and talk to us, Couch Potato Queens."
I will. I will. I should. Right there, you go. Come and Chantele too. Reality Realness as well. Double
We'll
F.
do, we'll do a joint pod for
Love
sure.
that.
Well, is there any other tea that I need to know before I'm like depressed?
I mean, are we going to talk about like house guests speaking out about this? Like, this is reaching. There have been articles about it.
Yeah.
Speaksy wrote an article. I bet you TMZ isn't far away from it. But other house guests are out, like ex house guests are speaking out. Chada said something. Tiffany, Azza, Janelle, and Xavier was a big one.
I'm gonna read Xavier's one because I had a little bit of a problem with Xavier last season with
Yeah.
how he was treating Tiffany and some of the things that he had
Yeah.
said, and a lot of people weren't happy with the fact that like I wasn't supporting the black man that was winning the season, and I'm like I couldn't see through some of what I felt were misogynistic tactics for how he was kind of talking about and treating definitely Tiffany in the season. So I was really happy to see that Xavier he wrote something. So I'm going to read what he wrote. So the treatment of Taylor in P24 is a prime example of why the cookout was formed. Members of the Black community, especially Black women and other people of color, stand no chance in the Big Brother house due to the perpetuation of microaggressions and unconscious biases which plague our society. I acknowledge my shortcomings during my time on Big Brother and can't help but feel partially responsible for some of the reprehensible behavior I see being exhibited from current house guests who consider me one of their favorites. For that, I'd like to apologize for being an accessory to an ongoing issue. I've tried to learn from my conduct and educate myself so that I can stand beside those who need my support. As I attempt to do for Taylor now. In the future, I hope it doesn't take a cookout for Black house guests or any POC house guests to finally escape the feeling of being ostracized within the Big Brother house for simply existing. Change is a must. Until then, I know my fellow Michigander will keep her head high and stand tall like the queen that she is. So
Well
I'm very
said.
happy that he wrote that.
Well said. I think he's a class act. You know what? He did his things last season. Big D did plenty of his things last season, but I think everyone that was in the cookout is a good person. I think everyone there played with as much class as they could because it is Big Brother, so not everyone's going to be super classy, but they did what they needed to do, and I give them an applause for that. But I think him saying that was just incredible. I really think it was that spoke to me the most of anyone's thing, and I thought he didn't have to do that, and I think the fact that he did is huge. So props to him for doing that.
I agree, and so I'm happy also that he addressed like how his behavior last season was uncalled for because that really did bother me, and it was hard for me to really look at his game in a way where I could see him being really good at Big Brother because all I could see was how he treated some other people in the house. So I'm happy that he acknowledged it. So now I can let that go a little bit and I can appreciate him and support him as a winner, the first Black male winner. So happy he said that, and I'm happy that he's he's really going for his fellow Michigander, Taylor.
Yes. Woo! I'm a fellow Michigander too. Okay, yeah. So Miranda says production. She thinks talk to some of the house guests about what's happening.
Why do you think this, Miranda? I mean,
yeah, Miranda, tell us why. Are they acting weird on the feeds or something? Is there? Who knows? Maybe that will flip the nominee and Taylor won't go up. It'll be great.
Well, like, hey man, like you're putting two Black people on the block. Come on, Daniel. You look like you might be mixed race.
And then Jesse casting. Oh, the guy Jesse you did last season didn't cast this season.
Interesting.
Wow, because he casts great seasons. both his casts that he did were Over the Top and Big Brother 23, which are two of the best seasons the last like 10 years. So bring Jesse back, everybody. Why
And
is he not?
Survivor, see, it's usually pretty good. It's usually not as bad as this, you know?
Oh, Survivor's casts have been really good. I think Survivor had two really good casts last year. I think
Yeah,
Survivor's
yeah.
good.
No, I'm just saying, like, we didn't see all this like ickiness with. I'm saying that because Jesse cast Survivor as well, I believe, right?
Yeah, he
So
does. Yeah, I think Jesse's incredible. He's yeah. Wow, I wonder who did.
they probably went back to casting.
Kyle's brother has come out and said some things about him. Ooh.
Oh boy.
A little. Some of them are worried about optics all of a sudden. Well, they
Oh,
should be. So, what would okay if production was going to interfere and say something? What would production say? You think?
oh, maybe like. So what has Taylor done to be like targeted by every? I don't know. Like,
I don't know. I feel like Sarah would know the answer to that. I'll have to ask Sarah.
we'll ask Sarah.
We'll talk to Sarah. We'll talk to our friend at Nerdtainment, everybody. We love Sarah.
Was there anything else that I need to know about what's going on here?
No, we talked about the twist at the beginning, what we think it's gonna be. Um I don't know. Uh I don't know.
Okay, you don't
I
need to
don't
know
know.
anymore.
I don't know. We'll
Is
see.
that
We'll
it?
see. I'm nervous. I'm nervous, but I'm excited for Thursday. I am hopeful. Chantele, I'm hopeful for Thursday. I'm hopeful something changes.
I'm hopeful for Wednesday so I can watch the Challenge USA.
Okay, I'm here for the challenge. Can we talk
Yeah,
like 2
great.
seconds about the challenge? Can we like
Yeah,
talk about it? First of all, if
fun.
you ever need me for challenge chat, I'm here. Like, would love to talk about it. It's great, and I'm liking it more than Big Brother this season.
The premiere was amazing. It was incredible.
I am totally here for Alyssa, and I'm totally here for Derek X. That's who I'm rooting for.
I mean, I'm rooting for them, but I'm here for Tyson and Angela.
Of course. Oh, I am here for Tyson Angela too. Tyson's a legend.
No, love it. I love the season. It's super fun. Like, it's just exciting. I love seeing the dynamics of these shows competing. Um, they've all been on shows before, so like they know how to not be problematic.
Yeah.
So it's a refreshing.
You know, James, who was on The Amazing Race and The Challenge, I've known him for years. He used to be an orger. And old school, when I started playing orgs, he was in them with me.
I
Long
don't know.
years ago, like 15, 16 years ago.
Wow, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is like a small world. Yeah, which is cool.
That's awesome. Well, so that means you will have a chance. You might get on one of these shows one of these days. Did you
Who
audition for
knows?
TV24?
I am. We'll talk after when we add the broadcast. I'll update you on some things. So
Okay.
hopefully,
Ooh. Well, that's all I've got to share. Does anybody any other comments from the chatty roos?
Anything else, everybody? Get some new people and replace these bad people. Intruders, everybody. Do what BBUK did. Intruders.
Let's have all the replacements,
Bring
like
in
all the
some
people that.
Bring in the cookout. Just bring all the cookout back except for
I don't want to see that again. But I'm thinking like all the Josephs or the Claires. Like I want to see all the replacement people.
Let's do it. How about bring Claire back? I'm here for Claire.
Just replace all the people with their what is it called? The people, their subs, like the people that are. Is it replacement?
Yeah, they're replacements. Yeah, Joseph.
Anyways, I want to see all of this season's replacements instead of them.
I agree. I agree. Let's do that.
Like Joseph can stay because he's already a replacement, but I want to see everybody else's replacement. Let me give you the Lopez replacement.
All right, I think that comes to an end for our broadcast today. Chantele, where can everyone find you?
Well, we are broadcasting to Reality Realness with 3 S's as well right now, but please subscribe to the channel, like this video, leave a comment. Do you think that there's any chance that Taylor is going to stay this week? What are your thoughts? I guess actually maybe not do that because it's going to have a spoiler in the comment. No.
Okay, but like how about this? If you have any comments that we didn't talk about, or if you agree with anything we talked about, comment below, everyone. Like, give your comments.
But spoiler free.
but spoiler free.
And I'm going to be around a lot. I'm pretty much every day I go live talking about Love Island UK, talking about on Thursdays, I talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And then Wednesday, usually right after the episode, I'll be talking about the Challenge CBS USA. So, and this week on Tuesday, I will be talking about The Amazing Race and doing the premiere episode of The Bachelorette. So things are getting ramped up right now. And then you can also join me with the boys on Fridays, 8 p.m. Eastern, to talk about the Challenge USA.
I love that. Okay, everyone, you can follow me directly on Twitter, Instagram at Mendels8, everyone. It's Mendels8, not 7 or 9, 8. There you go. And then you can follow our channel. If you're not already subscribed, you can subscribe to us at Couch Potato Queens. That's Couch Potato QWNZ. I'm basically going live to talk live feeds at least, I would say, 5 days a week. On eviction night, we go live, me, Frank, and Steven, to talk right after the eviction episode ends. So Thursday night, everyone, at 10 p.m. on the dot, we're going live to talk about the eviction. We're going to shoot the shit. It's going to be fun. Hopefully we'll be celebrating because Taylor's the new backstage manager. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping Taylor makes it through this week. I am optimistic. So we'll see what happens. I should be on tomorrow live. I know that Alex and Ken are going to be bringing back Bachelor as well.
Hey, Batch.
I think it's on Monday nights with Hey Batch. I'm pretty sure they posted it on our Instagram. So if you want to know when it is, go on our Instagram, Couch Potato Queens, QUEENS, and they have made a post there. So follow us on Instagram. Follow us on Twitter at Couch QWNZ. And like the video. Give us some love, everybody. All right.
Yay, thanks, chat.
You're welcome, Chantele. It was great. We have to do more of this. So just let me know.
Of course. It's so easy when I just come on and just like we just gossip.
That's like what hello. That's what we do best. Come on.
Right? Well, thank you for having me, and thanks everybody in the chat for participating in the conversation.
Take care, everyone. Have a good night.